You can also use Microsoft Excel to create a scatter plot as well as the best fit line equations as well, and displaying the best fit line together with your scatter plot. And here's how we can do it. And so once again, fundamentally, we need to provide any technology you are using a way to input your data. And so here I'm going to input my X and Y into two separate columns here. So my first column, and we don't even have to label it. So here, but in case you want to label, that's my data X labeled being 8, 9, 10, 13, and 15. Then the data Y, you can just click on that other column right there, label the column even though you don't have to, and then here it comes the values. Alright, and now once you have finished entering your data, here's how you can first put up the scatter plot. So what you need to do is simply, and this time it's critical that I gotta mention, when you about to make the scatter plot, we don't need to highlight the X and Y. And so now as you are ready to put up your scatter plot, here's how you can do it. Highlight the area of the data, and after you highlight it, simply by click, hold, and drag until you select the entire data. Then what you need to do is to navigate to the Insert tab right here. And by the way, I'm using the Microsoft Excel 2010 version. So it's slightly older than the newer version. However, they should all work the same way. But they all have offered similar functionality. So once you're in the Insert tab right here, then click on look for the chart area, and then click on Scatter. You do want to choose Scatter plot. So click on that little arrow. It brings up different options right here. Choose this option that says Scatter plot. Just click on that. And then there's your scatter plot. And so now, before I advance to the next step right here, once you've had your scatter plot, by default, Microsoft Excel puts scatter plot right in your current worksheet. But in case you don't want your scatter plot to interfere with the working data, then this is what you can do. You can use a mouse and click anywhere, just simply a single click into the chart area. And then there's a button here to the Design tab right here. Now you notice as soon as you click on the chart area right here, there's a Design tab that appears on top of your Microsoft Excel window. And so click on that button that says Move Charts right here. And now it gives you an option to either keep the chart as an object right in your current worksheet, or now move that into a new sheet. And so the point now is that in case any of you don't want the chart to be right in your current worksheet and want to move that into a new sheet so it can be a little more separate, then here, that's what you can do. Click a new sheet, and then you can move that into a different sheet right here. You can also name it. Here I'll just leave it by whatever the default name. So that's chart 1. And so now it brings you into a completely new sheet, and that's how you've had your scatter plot completely separate out as a new sheet. And so just like that, and we can double check that all the X values go on the horizontal axis, and the Y values go on the vertical axis right here. And so now to add the best fit line equation, it's actually a one single click right here, but all you do is just use your mouse, and of course now you go in the sheet that contains your chart right here. And in case you want to move back, you can just click the chart area, click move chart again, and bring it back to as an object in sheet 1. But I actually prefer to have it right here in my separate sheet right here. Okay, and so back to what we're about to do here is to bring the best fit line, bring up the best fit line here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on any one of the scatter point here. So right click on any one of them. And so now there's an option, a popped out menu that say at somewhere near the bottom has a line saying add trend line here. And so now another dialog menu pops out, and now what it gives you here is if you want to select your trend type or regression type as linear, and here you want to select that option that say display equation on chart. Yeah. So click that checkbox right there to display the check, and now click close. And now notice your equation now is here, right into that chart area. And then we can just click on that, and then go back to the home tab of your Microsoft Excel and adjust the font to make it larger size of the font so that it's easier to view. But there is your equation of the best fit line right there. That's how simple it is. And then in case you need more decimals in your best fit line equation, here's the slope, here's the y-intercept. And so if you need further decimals in your for your coefficient of your best fit line, you can just click on that, and then right click, move the mouse to the sort of like the border of your box here, and right click on that, and it pops out another menu, but it says this time it says format trend line label. We want to click on that, and so now we're gonna go. We head down to number on this tab that says number, and this selected box right here, we're going to go number and adjust that to, let's say I normally go with 7 decimal places. I'll click 7 and hit close. And now your best fit line equation is changed to every single value here for the slope, and the y-intercepts have been changed to 7 decimal places. Okay, and you can move that to an easier to view area. And so that's how you put up the equation of your best fit line, and how simple that is. And so now, in order to display your correlation coefficient for further work here, we want to go back to the actual data. So click on sheet 1 where I enter my data, and so this time, and we can just select any cell right here, any entry cell right here. So maybe I'm going to put it here, but I'm going to say equals. I'm going to type that command equals, and I'm going to say correl, C-O-R-R-E-L, and then that's the command for getting the correlation. That short command is for correlation. So here I'm going to hit an open parenthesis. So you can see that it pops out asking for the first array, indicating where's your first data. So the first data that we want to treat on the horizontal axis is going to be the X data. So that's the one we have to highlight first. So one single click, hold and drag all the way down. And now, so that means here it's showing that our data here is taking X list to be those values from data entry A2 to A8. Then we put a comma. Now it's the Y data values turn. So I'm going to go to my Y column, click, hold, and drag. And that's now indicating that the Y data is taking those values in the entries from B2 all the way to B8. And now, after indicating the columns the data that we want, I'm going to close the parentheses, and now it shows me the calculation, and this is the calculation of the correlation coefficient.